should be good. Alright. What's going on, beautiful people? It's G-Rex the Great, aka your friendly neighborhood comic enthusiast, and today we got a couple headlines to go through, such as the absolute Joker finally being revealed, Batman being left out of the newest DC event called DCKO, and also the fights for DCKO being changed either relatively recently or a long time ago, and they never told us the truth. So, and many more headlines to come as we go through the upcoming releases for December. So, this is going to be my read through for the December 2025 solicitation report for DC Comics, and we got a lot of info to get into today, but without further ado, I talk about all things comic books, superheroes, and everything nerdy. If that's right up your alley, if that's what you like, definitely drop a like, drop a comment, let me know what you're thinking on the material that I'm covering today. If you got any recommendations of stuff to look at, definitely drop those down below. And if you like what you see, drop a sub, man. You know, become one of the greats. You know, we're always welcoming new people. We're on the road to 200, and we're almost there. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into some of this information that we got right here in front of us. So first and foremost, we got article coming from, well, I believe this is what Bleeding, I forgot the website, it won't pop up at the top for whatever reason, but it's written by Rich Johnston. I think that's more important than the website that is on. Shout out Rich Johnston for this. And it says DC Comics December 2025 solicits for DC's KO, but what about Batman? DC Comics December 2025 solicits for DC's KO, but what about Batman? It looks like with Night Fight, he might be off the board. So Night Fight, we're going to get into it a little later in some of these points for the article summary, because we're not going to get into the full article, but we're going to get into the summary and then move over to the solicitation itself, because it is a lot. So we got the first point from the summary. It says DC's KO event unleashes all fight month in December 2025. Major heroes face off in brutal matches. All December is going to be fights. It's going to be like 8 fights. All of December is going to be this whole tournament. And it says, for the second point, it says Batman is missing from the main KO fight lineup, instead starring in Night Fight against alternate Robins. So from what I've heard, it's going to be the alternate Robins as Batman. So you're going to get Dick Grayson as Batman, but the suit will look a lot like Nightwing. Similar same things for Jason and Damian and whatnot. So that could replace his involvement in this upcoming DCKO event. And I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. I assume Night Fight could still be tied into the event, but as far as the tournament brackets, we could not have Batman in that. And I think that's pretty interesting. The next point, it says, spoilers hint some solicited matchups may change, with big reveals set for the New York City's for the NYCC's DCKO panel on October 11th. So this bracket down here that they gave us, this bracket right here might not be accurate. This could just be a placeholder bracket, so to speak, until they actually do the event to unveil the actual thing. Because we get down here, it says it looks as if this poster was intended as a placement image, and the real playoffs will be added later for the KO panel at New York Comic Con on the 11th of October, as DC Comics runs a whole bunch of teasers for their December 25 solicits for KO. So this, like this right here, this could just be placeholder type thing. You know, it might not be the real thing. Same for this image here. So that's kind of the information that we got here. Honestly, I actually read this extra point coming from Rich. It says, a few weeks ago, Bleeding Cool, that's the website this is on, Bleeding Cool. Bleeding Cool first ran this chart of who DC Comics was lining up to fight one against another in the upcoming comeback event titled KO, but we followed up with some DC KO spoilers that suggested maybe this list with Batman as one of the 32 fighters in the KO tournament might not be as accurate as we originally thought. For very spoilery reasons, notice there is no Batman KO special or crossover in the DC 2025 KO solicits below. He is in the spin-off Night Fight series, fighting versions of grown-up Robins as Batman from other dimensions again, but he is not in the main match. And yeah, Red Hood is going to fight the Joker, isn't he? We could definitely see that happening, but I think that's pretty interesting. That's actually dope though, to keep the actual fights under wraps, but to not have Batman is pretty crazy to me. So that's the summary that we got there from Bleeding Cool and from Rich Johnston right there. And then we're going to jump straight into the solicitations themselves. I am using a different website this time. Typically I would be on League of Comic Geeks, but we found comicreleases.com, and I think they have a pretty solid setup of everything laid out and everything, and it's in pretty good order. So we're gonna rock with them for this this video here. If you prefer League of Comic Geeks or Comic Releases, let me know in the comments which one you like more. I can move back to League of Comic Geeks, or I can stay over on comic releases, because I do plan to do these solicitations monthly. So we would definitely get into that. The first issue on the solicitations that I'm going over, I skipped a little bit just to get to this part of the issues because I wasn't really worried about the top art. But we got DCKO Superman versus Redacted. So we don't know who Superman will be fighting in this number one. We got written by Joshua Williamson, written by Sam Mizaske, Jorge Corona on the cover, and we got some variants by John Jiang, Lucas Mayer, and stuff like that. I'm not gonna really get too deep into who's doing the variants, but mostly just like the main writer and the artist and whatnot, and what the book is, and we'll get into like a little bit of the description. It says DCKO All Fight Month, round 1 of 8, a fight so explosive you won't want to miss it. And that's gonna be, like I said, that's gonna be the first fight out of 8 for this month, for December. Or it could just be the whole first round, honestly. It could be the whole first round. We don't really know yet, but, well, at least I don't really know yet, but either it's going to be the whole first round entirely, or it's going to be like the first fight of the first round and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we'll move to the second round type situation. But next on the solicitation report, we have Aquaman number 12. I'm loving this Aquaman run. It is amazing. Mwah. Peak. Shout out to Jeremy Adams. This has been amazing. And John Timms on art has been wonderful. I've really loved the art. Like, honestly, like, if you don't believe me, like, it's literally, let me clear my notifications, but it's literally my lock screen right now. The Aquaman from this run is literally my lock screen. But we got DCKO All Fight Month. This will be round 2 of 8. Friends become foes in a battle with cataclysmic consequences. And then if you also, I'm not going to click on the variants over here to make them full screen because it's going to kind of mess up the screen. But if the variants are off to the side, if you want to look at the variants, I'll scroll relatively slow so you get a chance to look at those, or you can pause if you like. We got next up DCKO Wonder Woman versus Redacted. So we got this written by Jolie Jones and Jason Howard on the art. We got DCKO All Fight Month, round 3 of 8. Witness the ultimate smackdown as 2 heavy hitters fight for the crown. Wonder Woman versus Redacted. Next up on the solicitation report, we have Titans number 30. I am currently reading through Titans. I'm almost there. I'm about halfway through. And I think it's been pretty good so far, honestly. I really enjoyed the art. Pete Woods has really... I wasn't too big on Pete Woods' art before this, but coming into Titans run is made me want to go back and like read a lot of the stuff he's worked on. I went back and looked at a little bit of Gen 13 that came out in like 2006 or something like that. I looked through some other stuff that he's worked on, but I really loved his art so far in the middle of this Titans run. Like once we get to the point where, spoilers for Titans, but I mean it's like the middle of the run, but where like Donna takes over the team from Dick when he needs to take a break. That artwork and that when they had to fight Clock King, I forgot his name, Clock King, whatever. When they fought him, that art was just amazing. I love the expression in the eyes. I'm really feeling Pete Woods' artwork in this, so I'm definitely gonna be caught up. Next up, DCKO Harley Quinn versus Redacted by Leah Williams and Miracle Andolfo on the art. Now Leah Williams definitely does a really good Harley Quinn. I definitely give her that. She writes really good for Harley. We got Frank Cho on a variant. That's nice. We got the description is DCKO All Fight Month, round 5 of 8. It's all out chaos as Harley Quinn faces off against a surprise opponent. Next up, we got The Flash, number 28. I started reading more of this because going through the Titans run, I was like, what the hell happened to Wally West? so I started popping through this Flash run to figure out what was going on. I'm not caught up yet, but I'm getting there. I'm kind of reading it side by side with the Titans run, so as stuff happens in the Titans, I kind of pop back over to the Flash book. But from what I've heard, though, I heard that Barry gets depowered, I believe, and Flash jumps back to being Wally West jumps to being the main Flash again, so he leaves the Titans. But Arsenal comes back and hops on the Titans team, so that's always dope to see. We got DC KO All Out Fight Month, round 6 of 8. It's the match you never saw coming. Oh, and this is art by Dan Moore for the cover, and Vasco Giorgi. I'm so sorry. I'm not even going to try it. But we got Mark Waid writing it, and Christopher Cantwell also helping Mark Waid on the writing. Love Mark Waid, great writer. Superman 33. We just dropped that Superman video yesterday. If you haven't checked that out, I definitely recommend it because we got some great theories for the Man of Tomorrow movie coming out in 2027 based on this Superman comic run right here. So we got issue 33 dropping out, written by Joshua Williamson, of course. Hayden Sherman is coming through for the art. And he also did the cover. We got some of the covers and the variants here. Those look amazing. DC Red Hood versus Redacted, written by Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson. So Scott Snyder is working on the absolute side of things, and Joshua Williams is working on the main continuity side of things for the most part. And they're coming together to work on this Red Hood versus Redacted. And as we know from the article from Bleeding Cool, we know that this could be Red Hood versus a mystery opponent. And it's gonna be round 8 of 8. All right, Dustin Nguyen is doing the art. Sorry, I didn't mention him. And Jorge Corona is on the cover. DCKO Night Fight number 2, written by Joshua Williamson, art by Dan Mora. Shout out Dan Mora, currently my GOAT at DC for art. Also on the cover, anything he draws has been amazing. I'm loving World's Finest. I'm loving Justice League Unlimited. Anything he draws is pure beauty. We got the art. It says the stage is set and Bruce Wayne battles through a gauntlet of future Batman is on. Each former Robin has shaped Gotham City into their own version of justice, and if Bruce can make his way past Dick Grayson, he'll face the darkest one yet. Will he survive the most violent aspects of his own legacy, or will Batman's greatest failure destroy him and the city he's sworn to protect? It's a literal battle for the cowl and for the fate of the DC universe as the all-star creative team of Joshua Williamson and Dan Mora turns up the heat. And I'm pretty sure Dan Mora has also worked on some of the previous issues of Superman as well. But that sounds amazing. I'm definitely going to be reading it. Definitely going to pick up this cover here with the Bat logo with Dick Grayson and Batman inside of the cowl. That is amazing. I will be getting that variant for sure. Alright, Justice League Unlimited number 14 is next up on the solicitation report, written by Mark Waid, drawn by Dan Mora, and he's also doing the cover as well as the interior. We got some of the issues. We got some of the covers here. I'm really loving this one with Mr. Terrific, Aquaman, Batman. That's really nice. Superman in the background. That's nice. The Booster Gold one's dope. I like that one as well, giving very much JSA vibes. Alright, it says, as the time displaced heroes fight for their lives against the towering might of the demonic Neuron, Mr. Terrific descends into the cold vacuum of space, but this time is by his own design. Can Michael Holt team with the rogue agent behind Justice League Red to purge all emotion and coldly calculate the fate of humanity? Grab the tissues, everybody. This issue is about to break some hearts. I'm definitely excited to read that one. So far, currently, the only issue of Justice League Red that's out is number 1. I believe by the time we get to here, it should be like 4, maybe 5. I think 4. And I definitely read number 1. I thought it was pretty good. I mentioned it in a previous video. I thought it was a little slow starting, but it definitely picked up towards the end, and I got very excited. I'm ready to see what's going on with Red Tornado, and I'm definitely going to be seeing how it crosses over with Justice League Unlimited. Next up, we're going to get into the Absolute Universe. Starting first up with the most important, Absolute Batman number 15, written by Scott Snyder, the man who initiated this Absolute Batman run. We got Jock on the art, and we got Nick Dragotta on the cover. This cover looks amazing for one. We got a couple variants, but before we get into Absolute Joker itself, it says Alfred reveals to Bruce the story of the man he's been chasing for years. Enter Joker. Scott Snyder and Jock reunite for an epic tale in the Absolute Universe. Now, Absolute Joker looks like a freaking menace, an absolute diabolical monster. This is something from Kaiju number 8. This is a Power Rangers villain. This is something that Rita Repulsa created in a lab. This is a Dr. Doofenshmirtz experiment. I mean, this looks crazy. I mean, like, honestly, I need to know how we got here, what happened with the guy with the white suit. Like, how did we get to this monstrosity? December cannot come fast enough. Like, December 10th, I will have this exact issue, and I will be figuring out what's going on with Absolute Joker. Maybe it's something with the Bane Venom, you know, maybe something like that. Maybe he got experimented on. We just don't know. You know, the current issue that's out is 12, so we got a couple issues to get there, and hopefully we'll be there in no time. Moving on, we'll be moving on to Absolute Batman, the Arc M Special number 1, written by Scott Snyder. Of course, this time he'll be teaming up with Frank Thierry, with Joshua Hickson on the art, and he's also doing the covers. The origins of this enigmatic Arc M are explored. What terrible secrets lie within its walls, and just who is assigned to protect it from discovery? And next up, we got Absolute Wonder Woman number 15, written by Kelly Thompson. Now, the Absolute Wonder Woman series definitely has like growing on me heavy. I thought the first issue was good, but I was a little like, like the art was cool. I was amazed by the idea of Wonder Woman with the tribal tattoo and the giant gut sword, but I was like, I don't know where we're really going, raised by Cersei and whatnot. I was like, where we going? But after the first couple issues, I've been locked in with it. I'm loving it so far. And this looks like a team up with Absolute Batman. I mean, I had to click it for this one. I'm sorry. I had to click it for this one. Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman finally team up after 15 issues. Almost a year into the Absolute universe, we finally see our first crossover within it. Batman and Wonder Woman. That's going to be amazing. The reading is, the first meeting of two absolute heroes has arrived at last. The mark of Hecate at a crime scene in Gotham draws Wonder Woman into Batman's orbit in dramatic fashion. The world's greatest detective and the world's most famous witch must work together to solve a series of grisly and ambitious murders that threaten something much more dangerous coming for Gotham. And don't miss January's Absolute Batman number 16 for the second chapter of this world-shaking meeting. So they're going to be split between the two comics. We're going to get the first part in Absolute Wonder Woman 15, and then part 2 is going to come out the next month in Absolute Batman 16. So that's dope. We got Absolute Batman number 14 being written by Jason Aaron, and we got Rafa Sandoval on the art. He's also doing the cover. The reading says, it has all been leading to this, the final battle against Ra's al Ghul for the fate of Smallville and the soul of Superman. I guess we're just clicking covers now, apparently. We're clicking covers now. This looks amazing. This looks honestly phenomenal. I'm loving this. I'm loving this one here. That's amazing. Well, you know what? Since we're clicking covers, we might as well come back up and check out the Joker art. We might as well come back and click on it since we got it. Just look at it. Just look at this. Kaiju number 8. This needs to be in Kaiju number 8. I'm telling you. It's a Godzilla villain right here, man. Talk about a Batman villain. Alright, where were we? Absolute Flash number 10. Jeff Lemire and Nick Robles on the art. He's also doing the cover. We got, for the info, we got the deeper into Fort Fox Wally West goes, the more mysteries appear for him to chase. And whose voice is that calling to him? I read the first 2 issues of Absolute Flash. I have not caught up. That's my ringtone. Somebody text. The deeper into Fort Fox while it goes, we already read it. Yeah, I read 2 issues of the Absolute Flash, and I haven't picked it back up. Not that it was bad. I thought it was pretty dope, pretty interesting. I'm not the biggest fan of the suit, but I thought it was pretty dope, pretty interesting. The art is great. I just haven't. I just got other stuff that I'm reading over it. It hasn't really been a priority for me, but I'll probably catch up sooner or later. Absolute Green Lantern. This I have been reading. I'm on issue like 4 or 5, whatever. It's written by Al Ewing, Janoy Lindsay. She's doing the art and she's on the cover and the interior. It says, for the description, somewhere in Coast City, Joe Mulligan is babysitting a comatose Hal Jordan at her ex-wife's place. Awkward doesn't cover it. Meanwhile, Agent Simon Baz, so we're going to get Simon Baz introduced into the Green Lantern, into the Absolute Universe, and Kari Limbo are getting closer to the into the mysteries of Evergreen, and so is Hector Hammond. Now, he was introduced in the last issue that I read, and his top assassin, the man called Nemesis. We're going to be getting to the Batman office. This is going to be Batman number 4, written by Matt Fraction, of course, and written by Jorge Jimenez, as we've covered previously on this channel. We covered the release of number 1. This right here is going to be number 4, coming out December 3rd. It says, as Bruce Wayne investigates the Crown of Storms, Batman pursues anarchy and discovers a criminal conspiracy hiding in plain sight that will change the game for crime and criminals in Gotham City and the world. I do want to look at this cover here. This is beautiful. I'm loving this art right here. Really, definitely eager to see what's going on with this guy. Come out of that. Oh, I just realized that right there. If you can see right here, we can catch it right. That's Big Barda up there in the cut. We got Detective Comics 1104, written by Tom Taylor after he left Nightwing. Popped over here. He's writing for Batman Now. We got TK on the art, and we got Mikhail Yanin on the cover. Says Batman continues to reel after his defeat at the hands of the Lion, and the mysterious and deadly anti-fear virus that is coursing through Batman's veins cannot be cured. Some of the Dark Knight's most brilliant allies have tried and failed to find a remedy. He has run out of friends to turn to, but he hasn't run out of enemies. Will one of Batman's deadliest foes be able to save him in time? I'm not caught up with this Detective Comics run, but I wouldn't mind catching up. It sounds pretty interesting. See what's going on with the Lion. We got Nightwing 133. I'm not caught up to Nightwing, but I'm getting there. We got Dan Waters taking over. We got Ken Marion on the art, and we got Dexter Soy doing the cover. Got Dustin Nguyen doing a variant. Oh, I like this one with Martian Manhunter. This is nice. It's a dope cover with Martian Manhunter back there. We got as strange disappearances grip the city, the mysterious Circuit du Sin seems to be gaining power. Now to save the city's children, Nightwing must follow the circus music where no one else dares. Batgirl number 14, shout out Cassandra Cain. Written by Tate Brombau, and we got Steven Segovia on the art. It says the mission is simple: destroy the unburied powerful advantage in this war and get out alive. Nothing could go wrong. Right? I'm not caught up yet with this Cassandra Cain Batgirl run, but I definitely will be getting caught up. It looks dope. Cassandra Cain's my favorite Batgirl. I like Barbara Gordon more as Oracle, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna be catching up to this soon. It looks dope. We got Birds of Prey number 28. Big Barda. I'm definitely not caught up. I've not read a single issue of this Birds of Prey run, but I see Big Barda, I go read. And Cassandra Cain on the same team, I go read. This is all I needed to know. We got Cassandra Cain and Big Barda on the Birds of Prey. I'm going to go read it. Oh, and by the way, I just want everybody to know that I don't say Big Barda's name normal. It's always emphasized as Big Barda because she's a goat. It's the only way to say her name. If you say it normal, it's disrespectful. That's just where we at with it. Alright, and we got Sammy Basri on the art and Annie Wu on the cover. One last mission, one final fight, no do-overs, no second chances, and the fate of the Birds of Prey hangs in the balance. The unreality is collapsing and threatening all of Gotham as it spills out into the real world in dangerous and unexpected ways. As the Birds of Prey struggle to survive inside the game, the final showdown will test everything the team has built. Can the Birds get to the heart of what the Shadow Army's real goal has been all along before it's too late for them to end for Gotham? Don't forget, Big Barda is out there. I'm definitely about to, I didn't know she was on this team. I'm about, literally, once I finish recording this video and I upload it, I'm going to start reading this right now. It just jumped in front of everything because Big Barda, it jumped in front of everything. Alright, next up, we got Batman and Robin number 28 by Philip Kennedy Johnson and Fico Ocio on the art. The Quiet Man's murderous rampage across Gotham's underworld zeroes in on his true target, Arnold Wesker, the ventriloquist. Can the dynamic duo stop this unstoppable new foe before he fulfills his savage vendetta? Now, I'm not reading Batman and Robin, but it sounds dope. If anybody's reading it, let me know in the comments what you think about it. I might have to check it out. Catwoman number 82. We got Torin Gronbeck and Danilo Beirut and Siba Fiumara. They're doing the writing and the art respectively. With the ball drawn to a close, is now or never for Catwoman. Will she secure her prey? Will she secure her prey at long last, or will it be snatched from her hands by one of the many enemies in her midst? And what exactly does Carmine Falcone have hidden up his sleeve for the grand finale of the ball? Whatever it is, it doesn't seem very good. Harley Quinn 200, written by Elliot Kalan. And got a lot of different people on art. Terry Dodson, Rachel Dodson, and Carlos Oliveris. We got 200 issues, baby. We did it. I'm a certified bicentennial woman. It took me too long to say that. I'm making my triumphant return to Gotham in style, in an oversized clown extravaganza. And I'm bringing friends. No, I'm talking about the gun buddies. Convoy. Yeah, type shit, you know what I'm saying? It looks dope. I'm not reading this right here, but shout out to Harley Quinn for getting a solo series to 200 issues. You don't see that too often, especially with a character that appeared in the animated series first and foremost. So we love to see characters winning. Love to see characters winning. All right, Poison Ivy number 39 by G. Willow Wilson right here. Having a friend for dinner is simply lovely, isn't it? And we got some artwork for Ivy over here. Yeah, nice, 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 nice. Great artwork, great artwork. All right, moving on. I don't want this video to be too long, so we're kind of pushing it. We're going to stop after this Justice League Office one. We got Action Comics 1093 by Mark Waid and Skylar Patridge. Sometimes the battles worth fighting are at home in Smallville and not in the big city of Metropolis. After a poor harvest, the future of the Kent farm is on the line. So what do you do when superpowers can't solve your problems? Superboy is about to fall out. The Action Comics run has been in like a little backstory for Superman when he was Superboy, so they're kind of running through that little arc right now. Supergirl number 8. I read the first issue. Personally, I thought the art in the first issue wasn't really for me. So I didn't keep going after that first issue, but I didn't think it was bad or anything. I just felt like I was more interested in other stuff to read, so I decided to read that. But as we get closer to Supergirl's movie next year, I probably will come back and read this anyway. But years ago, to protect her secret identity, a young Supergirl created a robot that posed as Linda Danvers while she ventured around the world saving the day. Now, after years of abandonment, the mechanical maiden of might has returned in the name of vengeance. Can Kara make peace with the past before it destroys her present? And we'll look at some of the art here. Like, this is, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not bad, but I just prefer to read the stuff that I was already reading rather than to throw this into the mix of what I had. So we had that jumping. Got her sitting on top of like a little oh, now playing Superman. That's fire. I got her sitting on like a little movie theater sound. Superman Unlimited number 8. I read 2 issues of this. I do plan on catching up. Written by Dan Slott. Shout out to Guy coming. Dan Slott used to write some Spider-Man. We got Lucas Mayer and Dave Johnson on the art, interior and cover respectively. Thanks to Toyman's Kryptonite generators, Earth is finally ready to mass produce commercial faster than light rockets for the planet's richest 1%. And who wouldn't want Earth's multi-billionaires traveling among the stars? Everyone. Every single being in the entire cosmos is up to Superman and special guest star Guy Gardner to save the launch of Simon Stagg's new space yacht from one of the deadliest cosmic beings in the galaxy. So we got some Superman and Guy Gardner team up coming. Wonder Woman number 28 by Tom King. I've definitely been enjoying this Wonder Woman run. I'm not fully caught up, but I'm trying to get there. The whole mystery with the murders and stuff from the Amazonians, I mean, it's been dope. I've been really feeling it. We got Daniel Sampier on the art, doing both the covers and the interiors. The best laid plans for Mouseman have gone away, with Wonder Woman inspiring an island of people to revolt against their captor. His reign has reached its end, but never underestimate a desperate man, especially one who was once a punchline. Can Wonder Woman and her child survive his wrath? Alright, coming down, we got Justice League Red number 5. That's what I was talking about earlier. You got some images here of Red Tornado and Black Adam. That's nice, Power Girl. Alright, we got it written by Saladin Ahmed and Clayton Henry, doing both the interior and the cover. It says Red Tornado correctly predicted the danger posed by Black Adam, even with Deadman joining the fray. The JLR will have to fight like a team to stand a chance. And while they're busy, Red Tornado is putting himself to the fullest possible use, which is all any conscious entity can ever hope to do. Next up, JSA number 14. We got the Justice Society, written by Jeff Lemire. We got Gavin Goudry and Dave Johnson doing the art, the cover, and the interior, respectively. As the Atom investigates the 5th columnist, a new hero makes an appearance. Meanwhile, Alan Scott gets some help on a case from Detective Jim Corrigan. I read the first 2 or 3 issues of JSA, and then sorry, I'm getting a phone call there. That's bro. I'm actually text bro real quick, let him know I'm recording. Sorry guys, just give me 1 second. Let my brother know. Let him know. Be like, I'm recording. What up? Alright, so we got the Adventures of Superman, Book of L number 4. We got it written by Philip Kennedy Johnson and Scott Godelski. We got Ronan Kent has made his last stand to push back the deadly Brainiac invasion, threatening all life as we know it. But the truth behind this attack is far darker than even the Man of Steel could possibly predict. The lawless dark age of the far future will chill the House of L to the bone in this epic installment of the Book of L. I haven't started this, but if issue 1 is out now, I'm gonna definitely go check that out. It might not be, but if it is, I'm gonna definitely go read that because I'm interested in Ronan Kent. I've heard a lot about Ronan Kent lately, but I don't know too much about him personally, so we're definitely gonna read that. We got Batman and Superman, world's finest, the GOAT, my GOAT so far. My GOAT, I repeat, my GOAT, my book of the year so far. Written by Mark Waid and Adrian Gutierrez. I hate that they took Dan Mora off this book, but Gutierrez has been doing his thing. I repeat, doing his thing. This man has been hooping. I'm not gonna lie. Gutierrez has been hooping in the shoes of Dan Mora, and I didn't think it was possible. That man has been snapping. No cap. That man has been doing his thing. This book has been amazing. The dynamic between Batman and Superman, the dynamic between Superman and Robin, the dynamic between Batman and Robin, the dynamic between Supergirl and Robin, the dynamic between the Doom Patrol and Batman, the way Batman had to save Superman and he would not give up on his best friend. It is a great book. But the description says, in order to defeat the Joker and Luthor team, Batman and Superman may have to ask for a little help from their friends if they still have any after the shocking events of last issue. Don't miss the part 2 of the merger. This is book of the year. If you're not reading Batman and Superman's World's Finest by Mark Waid, if you have not listened to anything I have said, go read this book. Book is good. Alright. Green Lantern number 30, written by Jeremy Adams. I've been reading Green Lantern Corps, and I've been trying to work over the Green Lantern. I was going to start this the other day, but I picked up on Titans. So I haven't started this yet, but I'm working on it. I'm getting there. Behind on a lot of books right now, but we picking up. Alright. Hal looks for help from Batman, the world's greatest detective, and Green Lantern's greatest enemy, as the information from the Book of Oa begins to reveal itself in his mind. So this month we'll have Superman teaming up with Guy Gardner, and we'll have Batman teaming up with Hal Jordan. Pretty dope. Got some art right here. Batman and Hal Jordan. Batman and Hal, that looks pretty dope. And Batman and Hal. Looks like we're using the 2025 Batman design too with the logo. I love it. I love that more people are using that Batman design. Green Lantern Corps 11. This is what I'm reading right here. Green Lantern Corps 11. This is what I'm reading. Written by Morgan Hampton. Green Arrow 31. I'm not reading this at all. I'm not the biggest Green Arrow fan. And if you are, let me know in the comments why you are. Give me a reason to fuck with Green Arrow. Because outside of that, he's just Hawkeye Jr. I'm just joking. Please don't come for my neck. I know he's a cool character, but he's just not one of my favorites. I don't really care that much. Cheetah and Cheshire robbed the Justice League number 5 by Greg Rucka. I did read the first issue of this. That's out right now currently. I don't know if issue 2 is, but I know 1 is. I thought it was pretty interesting, honestly. They're planning to literally rob the Watchtower. Like, that's this whole plot. It's literally Cheetah and Cheshire planning to rob the Watchtower. The art was great. Love the writing. I was here for it. Love the connection between Cheetah and Cheshire. Keep reading it. Justice League versus Godzilla and Kong. Brian Buccialetto and Christian Deuce on the art and the cover respectively. The Justice League mobilizes for the final showdown while King Ghidorah, Rodin, Skilla, and the Behemoth make their moves. Meanwhile, down in Hollow Earth, Kong must face off against the Titanized Cheetah. Alright, we got over here Kong, Wonder Woman, Supergirl, and I guess that's the giant cheetah. And here is another cover. I like this cover a lot. Jon Stewart, The Flash, Supergirl, Green Arrow, Hawkgirl, and we got the kaijus behind them. I like that. That's nice. And that's leading down into the Elseworlds. We're not going to get into those. If you want, we got Batman and Static 2 coming out on Christmas Eve. That's all I'm going to get into for the Elseworlds. Other than that, that's all I got for you regarding the solicitations for December 2025 for DC Comics. We had a lot of big headlines right there. A lot of big headlines, a lot of comics coming out. So if you have anything to say about Absolute Joker, about Batman maybe missing DCKO, the event, or maybe the night fight, or the fights changing coming October 11th, let me know down below what you got to say about it. If there's anything else you want me to look at, definitely let me know down below. Drop a like if you enjoy the content, and drop a sub if you want to become one of the greats. We will all welcome you with open arms. We're on the road to 200 and we're almost there. Without anything else to say, y'all be safe out there in internet land. Always spread peace and be kind. I'm going to now check my phone and see what my brother had to say. Y'all be safe. G-Rex the Great out.